I'm Geoff Kim. Trace Fowler to join me in just a moment. The Rams come home after winning 2 on the road, capped off by a win at the Pit last Saturday. They beat Elder 54-51. Zach Schweitzer led all scorers with 24 points. Meanwhile, Carroll saw a 3-game winning streak end last Friday, falling to Purcell Marion 52-46. The Pats got a game-high 22 from Sam Sievert. So as we bring in Trace, Badin has the best overall record in the GCL-CoEd, thanks in big part to a balanced offense that features 3 scorers, averaging double figures, led by the 4th leading scorer in the conference, Josh Hageman.
Yeah, a lot of guys on this Badin Rams team that have familiar names, and a lot of that's because they played football. You look at the roster and you start to question, how good of a start would they get off to based off the fact that they had a long run in football, and I think they answered that. They answered the bell, and here they are, and I think they've surprised a lot of people this year in the fact that they are competing to the top of the league. They face a Carroll team, though, tonight that is somewhat of a mirror image, starting off league play 2-1 as well. Well, speaking of the Patriots, Trace, they have a pair of scorers that are in the top 10 in the conference in scoring. Guard Sam Sievert, 13.5 points. He is 6th. Forward Jaden Dom, 13.2. He's 9th. Yeah, it'll be interesting what kind of style the Patriots decide to play with tonight, whether they, decide to try to push the envelope, push the ball. We haven't got to see them yet this year, but some of the scores indicate that they are going to pack it in on the defensive end and try to force, the Badin Rams to take some outside shots, and we'll see kind of how the ebb and flows of this game play out. But nonetheless, there's something about small gyms in high school basketball. And this kind of reminds me of what is great about high school basketball. Small gym, a lot of people that came out to watch a good Friday night basketball contest. Absolutely. In fact, I think the word I'm going to use for tonight is cozy, because it sure is. We expect a full house here at Badin. And I came in here this evening, Trace, into this gymnasium. The parking lot was full, and we're talking about 75 minutes before the ball game. Yeah, I'm not sure. I started to wonder whether it was a sellout or what, because it seems as if there was no parking here, and I'm not sure if this is the game of the week, if you will, here in Hamilton. But it sure seems like with the amount of limited parking space out there. But I think the Rams will take it, and it'll be a fun night. The only thing I miss, which we'll have to talk with Jeff Melzer here, the AD, is we got to find a way to get a pep band in here. You had a pep band in here right now, and I can tell you this would hit all the nostalgic feelings for me. It right now it has a great vibe to it. We just saw a JV game that, even though Badin was on the losing side of that one, it had a great vibe, and it's only going to get better here on what is a chilly Friday evening here in this part of Ohio. Glad to have you along with us. The last time these two teams met, it was on December 14th last year. It was right here in Badin. The Rams edged the Pats in that one in a nail-biter, 43-42. Of course, these two teams no strangers to one another. They are obviously conference opponents. Last year they went from a 2-divisional alignment. Now this year they go to 1 division. So everything's all about trying to reach the top of that standings. Yeah, I think tonight is kind of a momentum swing in an early season game where you can start to look at the top of the league and say, you know what, we can compete for the top of the league if you come out tonight and win. It doesn't say the team that loses, the season's long lost and they don't have a chance to win the league. But when you look back at the end of the year, in order to win a league championship, there's a lot of games that you have to win that you just don't know it yet. This, in my opinion, is one of them. If either team wants to win the league, they're going to have to win tonight because, they're not the only ones fighting for the top of this league when they got Purcell Marion and Alter, and there's some teams out there that are good in this league. And, 40, you said 43-42? A year ago, yes. I certainly hope we get something of that nature tonight, a little dramatic and like I said before, man, it might be cold outside, but it's certainly not cold in here. If you're ready now, let's give you the starting lineups here in this ball game. First for the visiting Patriots of Carroll in with a record of 3-2, 2-1 in the GCL. Their head coach is Tim Cogan in his 7th year with the program, 92-62. 3 guards set tonight. Logan Brodus, 5'9", a sophomore. Sam Sievert, 5'11", a junior, and Ryan Seltzum, 5'10", a junior. Up front they have Jaden Dom, 6'6", a senior, and number 23, Stephen Chapman, 6'2", a junior. For the Badin Rams at 4-1, 2-1 in the GCL, Jerry Weisgerber in his 2nd term with the program in his 22nd year overall here at Badin. 316 and 174 is his record.
They run a typical lineup. The backcourt is number 3, Josh Hegeman, 6 foot tall, a senior, and Donovan Watkins wearing number 5, 5'9", a senior. Up front, it's number 10, Zach Schweitzer, 6'5", a senior. Number 11, Spencer Giesting, 6'3", a senior. And number 20, Alex DeLong, 5'11", a senior. So we're just about set to go here in this one. Clad in the home whites are the Badin Rams. They are in the green and white. They got the green numerals and trim. Whereas the Carroll Patriots are in the blue tonight with the white numerals and the red trim around them as well. So, Trace, as we kind of get things rolling here in this one, something that speaks out to me as far as what these two teams do, they play pretty close to the vest. Badin averaging about 58 points a ball game. They average about 4 more points than their competition. Carroll at 50 points a ball game. They're about 3 points better than their competition. Yeah,
I looked at the splits, if you will, are not that much different for either side. I think that the question is who's going to be able to hit some of those outside shots to kind of force the defense not to be able to pack it in and kind of play soft, if you will. I think sometimes that you come out early and you start hitting shots, and that builds momentum and builds confidence. And some nights that can hurt you as well. You might hit a couple shots early, and the next thing you know, you fall in love with a 3, and here we go.
Domin Schweitzer to jump center, and away we go here at Badin. As we go left to right, Badin has the first opportunity on offense. Here's Hegeman between the circles, tosses near side, and it comes to DeLong, back up to Hegeman. And now getting his first touch is Giesting, who we saw last night on the Rams show.
Yeah, we did. Good pass.
They look inside. They kick it on out. Here's a 3-ball for Schweitzer. He knocks it down, and it's 3-0 to start off the ball game for Badin.
Good extra pass right there by the Rams to give Schweitzer an open look from 3, and he drains it.
Schweitzer averaging 10.5 a ball game. 3-0 to start things off here at Badin tonight. Sam Sievert driving from the baseline. Reverse pass is stolen away. Up front is DeLong. He's got a trailer coming. No good. Rebound. Put back. DeLong scores. And a quick timeout charge to Carroll. So a 2-on-1 break that was missed on the front end, but the cleanup by the trigger man who actually stole the ball, and we've got a 5-0 lead to start things off.
Yeah, it's almost like DeLong got rewarded there for making the correct pass, and the layup didn't go as planned, if you will, but he was on the backside to clean it up, and next thing you know, 5-0, and Patriots leadership here is not too pleased with the start, I can tell you.
Not at all. By the way, the officials for tonight, Andy Douglas, Steve Meyer, and Michael Sims. They have the dirty work here, the stripes do, and we get back underway. Just 50 seconds gone on by here in this first quarter. The ball handler is Ryan Seltzum. 6-foot freshman. And tosses to the far side. Sam Sievert's the team's leading scorer. He handles and plays to Brodus, who gets a touch here up high on the left. They rotate around the ring. Seltzum tosses back. A little two-man game on the near side to Sievert, and they dump it down low for the big man Dom. At 6'6", he draws the double. He kicks out. Here's a 3. Hits no good for Sievert. And here comes Badin back on offense.
Yeah, those are the types of shots from the Rams' perspective that you would like the Patriots to take. Tough outside shots.
Hegeman nearly traveled, kicks it on out. Watkins driving from the baseline. Back to Hegeman, mid-post jumper, puts it up off glass, no good. Rebound, the cleanup again for DeLong.
DeLong doing a good job on the weak side glass, just cleaning everything up and putting it back. A little Dennis Rodman-esque, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, averaging 2.5 points a ball game and just under 2 boards a contest. He's already got 4 points in the contest. 7-0 Badin.
We'll stay with the Patriots here, and we'll see if they can't find their way on the scoreboard.
Trigger will come from the far side. Seltzum tosses into the backcourt. Dom, and then gives it back to the point guard. He'll be picked up by Donovan Watkins at half court. Man defense by Badin. Chapman gets his first touch. Dom inside, and he goes glass and breaks the drought.
It's a good foresight right there, just being able to see Dom coming across the lane, give it to him. Unfortunately, didn't catch it clean. Was able to recover and put it in.
Shooting 55.5% on the year. There's a 3 ball off the far side, no good.
Yeah.
And it's stolen back.
Good pass.
Oh, high-low and a beauty. Hegeman finishes.
Right there, Sam Seibert's got to understand that you got a bunch of bodies in there. You can't be dribbling the basketball between your legs and things of that nature. It's going to get stolen. Rams take advantage and extend their lead 9-2.
5:10 left to play here in this opening quarter, and a good start for the Rams. Trying to get into first place in the league. Sievert tosses Dom around the arc, just inside of it, and they play a little two-man as they try to set up Dom as a screener for the ball handler. Seltzam looking inside, puts it on the floor. Checked by Watkins. To the free throw line, Chapman. Stuck there by the bigger, taller Giesting. I have to tell you, in watching the Rams show last night, Trace, Giesting looks a lot taller here out on the floor than he did against you guys.
He's a big kid. This is why I'm in favor of a shot clock right here.
Seltzam, and it's a charge.
They're going to call a block.
It's a blocking call instead on Watkins.
Yeah, man, that's a situation right there. You know, the Rams play 45, 50 seconds worth of good defense, and they don't get rewarded for it.
That's a first-team foul of this ball game, and it comes with 4:21 left to go here in this opening quarter. 9-2 in favor of Badin. The dump down, it goes to McKittrick. Sean McKittrick, who's into this ball game. He plays it back for Logan Brodus, and this ball batted out of bounds in front of Johnny Deep, who also came into this ball game at 6'5", a junior. And I got to tell you, while we have a quick moment here, I love that name, Johnny Deep, because you know what it sounds like, right?
Johnny Depp.
There you go.
I'm on it, Jeff.
Now, if
Reed Mouse says I'm not cultured. I don't know about that. Not many people would have known what you're talking about.
Here's Seltzam with the ball. Checked by Watkins. Oh, and a great screen, and we got a whistle.
They're going to call a legal screen, are they?
I believe so.
Yep, they are.
Johnny Deep picks up his first. Well, I mean, I got to tell you, we did notice how good of a screen it was, and well, that's why they called it a foul, right?
Yeah, it's almost seemed as if it was a good screen, it was almost too good of a screen because it drew the attention of a lot of people.
We're halfway through this first quarter, 9-2 in favor of Badin in their home gym tonight. Watkins thought about three for just a second, puts it on the deck, and drops it off for Schweitzer. Schweitzer stuck on the baseline, pumps 10 feet away, no good. A tough shot, and it is batted out of bounds. Looked like Hegman poked it away. Actually, it was poked away from him, and he'll trigger from the baseline. Oh, here's a wide open three. Knock it down.
Just a defensive breakdown right there by the Patriots. You got to know where your man's at on the inbounds, and they didn't. Donovan knocks it down and gives them a 10-point lead. And the Christmas spirit is well and alive here in Badin.
They come alive here at the gym. Dom gets a touch. Plays Seltzam. He lost the handle. It's alive in the backcourt and out of bounds in the student section. In the opening minutes, it's been all Badin.
That it has. I mean, and a lot of that just has to do with second chance points, really. A lot of cleanup rebounds and putbacks for the Rams, and they're having trouble getting it in.
Trigger comes from Seltzam. Plays to Sievert. And gives back to Seltzam. Comes up front, up high on the right, nearly stolen away, and we've got a foul right at the top of the key. Hegeman tried to go and get it, and he'll pick up the personal on the reach-in.
They play very aggressive. It's almost as if, they have a good game plan, or they know, what kind of plays in which the Patriots are going to likely run, I should say. There's always sets that every team has, and right now the Patriots got to go against one of them sets just to keep this defense honest.
Deep takes it up front, the big man does, drops it off. Deep gets it back at the free throw line. They'll reset. Seltzam at the center jump circle. Picked up by Watkins. Spins at the elbow, stuck there. Here's the jumper from the elbow, no good. One and done, and here comes Badin back. Up by 10 with 2:40 left to play in this opening quarter. Here's Watkins triggering three. It's off the mark.
Online, just a bit short.
Well, and this probably would have exploded with that three. Seltzam lost the handle on his way up. It was taken out of bounds by the big man, but it'll stay up front. A.J. Enninger comes into this ball game for the Badin Rams at 5'9", a junior. He wears the number 1. He'll guard the trigger man. And the ball batted out of bounds by Alex DeLong. Geesting comes out. David Schweinefuss comes in at 6'4", a junior. And it might be my favorite name to pronounce tonight.
Schweinefuss is. Good pass.
And it's out of bounds. So Schweinefuss, David Schweinefuss is out there. He's got a twin brother in Michael Schweinefuss, also 6'4", also a junior, as you can imagine.
Also football players. Seems to be a theme. I'll tell you what, the Rams really, I know that they've been cleaning up on the offensive side. Their defense has been impressive. I know they've only given up 2 points, and that seems like an obvious statement, but everything's been tough on the offensive end for the Patriots.
We see a 20 in there. We don't have a 20 on our roster, and he takes the shot, and he misses off the right wing. And he puts it back and cleans it up for 2.
Tell you what.
Beg your pardon.
What did you say, Alex DeLong? What did you say Alex DeLong averaged? I think you said he averaged 2 points, and he's already got maybe at least 6 that I know of.
He does have 6. 14-2, the biggest lead of the ball game with 1:40 to play here in this opening quarter. Dahm puts it up, no good. The rebound belongs to Badin. And a good job cleaning it up for Zach Schweitzer, who will take it up the floor himself. He sets up. DeLong for 3. It's an air ball. Deep, the rebound, and he'll play to Seltzam, and he is caught up in traffic. Schweitzer down on the block, closest to him. They won't call it on him. I think they got 4. Isaac Arrowwood, who's into the ball game, 6'2", a junior.
A little bit of a bailout there. It almost looked as if it was going to be another turnover, and Patriots retain possession, and Coach Gogan's just looking for anything right now. He just needs a little bit of success here before this half's over, or I should say the quarter's over.
Maro Igodote is the big drink of water that's coming into this ball game for Carroll at 6'10". He gets the ball outside the elbow. Looking to set the screen. He sets one for the ball handler. They look inside. Dahm. They have a Twin Towers, but they lose it on the floor, and it's stolen away. Schweinefuss plays young. They dribble out. Michael Schweinefuss into the ball game now for Badin as well. He gets the ball top of the key to his brother off the right wing. He knocks it down. Beg your pardon, Bobby Young on the 3.
Wow. Tell you what, Carroll's going to have to get off the bus here soon, or else this game's going to be over in the first quarter.
Here's a 3 off the left wing, and we do have the answer for Sievert.
There it is. Might not seem like a whole lot, but I can promise you, if they get a stop here, they're going to have a little bit of confidence coming in the huddle down 17-5.
Should be the final possession of this quarter, and a fast-moving one to be sure. Here's a drive, play Schweinefuss low on the right, blocked by Igodote. He leaves it for teammate. He gets it stolen back at the buzzer. They'll wave off the shot attempt by Engener, and we've come to the end of this first quarter. Your score after one period, it's Badin with a 17-5 lead over Carroll. This is the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. Fast-moving first quarter in the books, 17-5 here at Badin. As the Rams have the lead over the Patriots, along with Trace Fowler, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Chatterbox Live, the game of the week. And right now, the Rams are clicking on all cylinders. Everything that they really needed to have go right has gone right, especially putback points.
Yeah, and I mean, they're missing a guy in which has been a big help for them this year in Larkin. And, you know, I think he basically had a little bit of the bug, if you will, high temperature. But they haven't missed him so far tonight.
Brodus gets a touch up on the sideline, dribbles back top. Igodote, high-low for Dahm. It's batted around, and it's out of bounds, and it belongs to the Rams. And hearing your comments last night with head coach Jerry Weisgerber, right? We found out that Larkin, who had no varsity minutes last year, has really turned out to be quite a stud.
Yeah, he's played really well, and it's you know, by looking at the score and by watching them tonight, they haven't missed him, but certainly somebody that you thought coming into the game that they might miss him, and who knows what the score would be with him. At the end of the day, though, you know, you got to use the, as you just called them, the Twin Towers down there for the Patriots. Got to get them involved at some point and utilize their advantage from the height.
Schweinfusses get a touch. Here's a three, knock it down. Kirkendall. Ryan Kirkendall, a 6'1" junior, makes it 20-5. That's a 4-3 tonight for the home team. Seltzum plays to Egodote and tosses near side. Brodus puts it on the deck. Stopped just outside the free throw line and puts in the 18-footer.
Yeah, they need to get Egodote. That's going to be a tough one for me to pronounce all night long.
Got to reach in, by the way, as the ball handler Engener got reached in on by, it looked like Sivert.
You know, it sounds obvious, but
Brodus, I beg your pardon.
You know, anyone that's 6'10" and doesn't start would lead me to believe that obviously there's some issues with either coordination or whatever it may be. Get him the ball down in the post. I don't want to see him catching the ball so high and forcing him to be a passer. Engener
plays, Bobby Young. Engener once again. Here's another three attempt. Knock it down! Are you kidding? Kirkendall again!
They ran into a buzzsaw so far tonight, did the Patriots.
23-7 here in this first half. This resembles a football game score.
I love that.
Egodote missed on the front end, got it back, and put it back.
I love that. Give him the ball down low and use his height to his advantage.
Schweinfus got blocked by Egodote. Brodus dribbles back out, up high on the left wing. He'll toss up three. It is no good.
Good pass.
Siebert plays it to Dom on the wraparound, no good. And back we come the other way. Kirkendall in the middle of the floor. Plays Schweinfus, one dribble. Young back over for Kirkendall. And now Engener gets a touch.
Look at this ball move, though, when the Rams get it, man. That thing moves side to side, side to side.
Schweinfus puts it on the deck at the elbow. On Dom, kicks it out, Young. Young, baseline, nice wraparound. Backdoor, no good, but he'll go to the line.
Beautiful look there from Kirkendall to find what would be his man, David Schweinfus, on the other side, and almost picked up the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Egodote picks up the personal on the block. So David Schweinfus to the line. The first free throw is no good. 0 for 2 officially on the season as we see wholesale substitutions coming in for the Badin Rams.
A lot of the original starters for the Rams substituting back in, and you would think that they might just play out the rest of this 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Well, and a good job for Coach Weisgerber. And no good on the second one. Egodote the rebound. The last set of substitutions looked like a line change in hockey.
That it did.
5:30 to play, left in this half, 23-9. The score resembles a football game score. Egodote at the free throw line, stuck there. Turns it, Sievert. Puts it on the floor, has it taken away. Hegeman up the floor. Oh, and a nice dish off to Schweitzer.
Hegeman to Schweitzer. Usually the other way around, Jeff. Schweitzer was thrown to Hegeman a lot. Tell you what, the Patriots, you start to question where they're going to be able to find their points because they're having a tough time on this offensive end.
Here's another steal.
The Rams are so active down there.
DeLong, Schweitzer. And they'll return it and reset. Donovan Watkins up high on the right. Hegeman gets a touch, returns it up high to the center jump circle. Team's leading scorer, 16 a pop. And we got a push on the ball handler.
My goodness, man. I'll tell you what, it's one of those situations where, you know, the Rams this good, or is it just their night so far? You know, can the Carroll Patriots mount a comeback? And I think ultimately it's going to have to come not only on the defensive end, but somewhere offensively they're going to have to find an identity. And so far tonight, the Rams have been so active, it's just deflections have been plentiful.
Spencer Giesting in between the rings is back into the ball game. And we got a whistle stopping play. Sam Sievert was right in his grill.
Good call. I mean, he was playing tough defense, but at some point you can't invade the space of the ball, the ball handler, and that he did. And
DeLong triggers. Giesting. Here's a mid-range jumper, no good by Hegeman. And the foul's offensive. It's off the ball, and it's on number 10, Zach Schweitzer.
Well, looks like the Rams are going to play maybe token full court pressure here.
Token is right. Got a 2-1 advantage. Watkins try to get it. Before the midcourt. Wraparound pass comes down low. Chapman stuck down on the block. He dribbles out. Returns it up high. Broda straight on three. He missed the shot. They go Dote the rebound, and he traveled. Can't blame him for traveling because Schweitzer was right underneath him, but that's just how it rolls.
That he was. He just didn't have anywhere to come down, and by the time he came down and rolled, that's all she wrote for the travel. But we'll see if the Rams can get back to offense. They've had a good job of moving the ball around the key, and so far tonight it doesn't seem like anybody's really been cold. Anybody that shoots it goes in from the outside.
Watkins takes it up the floor, returns it. Hegeman gets a quick touch. Giesting, and he tosses near side, intended for Hegeman, and it's out of bounds on the sideline. 3:42 left to play here in this first half, 25-9. And again, this feels like a football game that we've been watching so far.
Yeah, it has a little bit to a certain degree, but I just think that the difference is that Carroll's just having struggles on this offensive end of getting even the slightest bit of an open look.
Seltzer down low for deep, and it's intercepted and taken away, and we got a whistle. So Hegeman was trying to make his break coming up the floor, and he was fouled by the man he took it away from in deep.
Yeah, case in point right there. I mean, you get a good entry pass to the post. You have a guy in position to be able to get a layup, and next thing you know, thing gets ripped right out of there by a Ram. And so far tonight, that's been a story for me. It's just been the offensive end for the Patriots have not been able to find any identity.
Entry pass batted out by Seltzer. The trigger will come from DeLong. Sends it up high. Giesting between the circles, looking for a screen. Instead will toss it over for Schweitzer. Puts it on the deck. One-on-one up there. Giesting. Now back to Watkins at the center jump circle. They're milking some clock here with just over 3 to play.
Gotta love when the student section start having a little bit of a competition.
Absolutely, and we're standing right by the Carroll one. And they're giving it to DeLong pretty good. And we got a blocking call down underneath.
That's a tough call for the Patriots right there. I'm not too sure if a little bit of acting. You mentioned Johnny Depp earlier. A little bit of acting there by Donovan, and hey.
And they get Jaden Dahm on the personal. That's 17 fouls now against Carroll. Front end of one, well actually 2 on that because that was on the shot, is good. Watkins gets the first free throw of the night for the Rams. Now 7 of 10 at the line this season. Make it 8 of 11. A cool 72.7% of the charity stripe to make it 27-9. How's that for quick math?
Yeah, I tell you what, you're the master of it. You're the master of it.
Sievert plays it up high between the circles.
Built calculators for guys like me.
I thought I'd get you with that one. DeLong, he shoots, and then now the rebound to Schweitzer.
Here comes Donovan, pushing it.
Watkins, a wraparound pass intercepted by Dom. And here comes Carroll down the near side. Seltzer on the secondary break, taken away.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Schweitzer, he jams it through. Seven in the book for Schweitzer, 29-9, a 20-point lead. Here's a 3 on the other end, no good for McKittrick. And a fall on the rebound attempt.
Looks like it's going to be on DeLong, if I had to guess.
Yes, it is. So DeLong picks up his first. Looks like 5 team fouls now against the Badin Rams with just over 2 to play.
It's really just been pure domination so far at this point. I mean, Is 20 points insurmountable? It's not. But you're going to have to find some success down here.
Dom firing it in over Schweitzer, and a good start for them.
That is a good start. And we'll see if they can't continue to utilize the size inside.
That breaks up a 12-4 run by Badin. Here's Giesting to the rack. Good move off the baseline. And timeout. Charge to Carroll with 1:40 left to play here in this opening half. 31-11 as we go back just a few seconds. A nice move coming off that left baseline for Giesting. And, he's showing that he can put it on the floor and not just shoot it against you guys in the studios last night.
That's true. He found a little bit of a lane right there on the baseline. Anytime you can beat your man baseline, oftentimes there's not going to be as much team help. That's why most defensive strategies, if you will, from the defensive end as a team perspective is going to be trying to force your man back to the middle of the floor. That case, he found his way to the baseline and in return got an easy layup, extended the lead back to 20.
We had mentioned coming on in that there's a four-way tie for second place in the conference. Badin, McNick, Alter, and Carroll are at 2-1. Roger Bacon is at 1-2. And then they're followed by CJ at 0-2 in the conference. And these are conference records and not the overall records. Right. And Fenwick brings up the back end at 0-3.
Yeah, that they do. And I think that it's starting to look like, the leagues are it's kind of getting separated, if you will. You got your top half and your bottom half. And I think it's clear so far Badin belongs in that top half. And the great thing about basketball is you get to play, opponents twice more often than not.
Dom has it up high on the right. Seltzer gets a touch between the circles. Here's a three ball off the right wing. No good for Sievert. And loose ball chased down by Iguodate. Returns it up high, Seltzer, as he works around Engener. Takes it to the rack. No good, but he'll go to the line.
Man, I'll tell you what, they're letting him play a little bit out there. Certainly from the defensive end, and the Rams are using that to their advantage. They're playing very tight man-to-man defense, and they're not scared to go after the ball.
Schweitzer gets the foul. He picks up the personal. That's his second. That's the team's sixth. Seltzer to the line. He gets the first. Averaging just about 4.5 points a ball game. He's coming on in. He was a 35% shooter at the stripe, and he makes the first. .114 frozen on the clock, 31-12. And the second one no good. The back tap is on the floor. Will it stay up front? No, it will belong to Badin. Full court pressure being shown. Engener takes it up the floor. He breaks the press himself. Now he draws the double. He lost it on the floor, and it's a 2-on-1. Back the other way, and a score. Steven Chapman with the bucket. Under a minute to play here in this first half.
They punch it out again. The Patriots are starting to pick up the defensive intensity. If they're going to allow you to scrap and claw and not really call any hand checks, if you're able to go for the ball all night long, you have to start doing it because the Rams have shown you, they've been doing it on the defensive end all night long, and the score kind of indicates that.
Throw in. Paul Merritt gets a touch, and he plays back to the trigger man. Here's Hegeman. In between the rings to the rack, he goes, and one! Are you kidding? He went to the left hand, he'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point try.
And he will, just really did a good job of being physical with his dribble. And what I mean by that is he was getting bumped down the lane pretty much the entire way, and some kids will take that and try to, make it look as if they got fouled or kind of fall down or whatever it may be. He really stayed tough, stayed with the play, drove to his strong hand, which is his left hand, and laid it right on in.
Hegeman to the line. He's 18 for 28 on the season as he makes the bonus. So he's got 5 in the book. Team's leading scorer makes it 34-14 and full court trapping pressure. And now back to man-to-man.
Man, they're just letting him get away with anything.
Chapman throws it away. Here's Watkins coming off the right wing. To the rack he goes. He got it to fall in. That's
got to be a foul. Yeah, I mean, at some point, I enjoy it. I actually like it. I think it's fun to watch basketball when they don't call hand checks every other play. But at the end of the day, you know, when a guy's riding your hip the entire way down the floor when you're trying to dribble, it can become very, very frustrating. And I bet that's where the Patriots at right now. Very frustrated.
So Watkins picks up the personal. That's his second. I think we're in the 1-and-1,
yeah,
correct?
Big 1-and-1 right here.
Sievert.
This is when you start trying to play in segments, Jeff. You start trying to say, you know what, let's get it within 15 by, 3 minutes left, 3 minutes into the third quarter, and then let's get it down to 10 to start the fourth, and let's get it to 5, and then let's have a game at the very end.
Sievert has them both. He has 5 in the book, 36-16. Here's Hegeman across the half-court line. And now, high-low, but Schweinefus cannot finish. And we'll see if Carroll plays for a final shot. Chapman has it at the elbow, returns it Dom on the other side of the post. He puts it up and banks it in.
4 seconds here. If you can get up, you can get a good shot.
Here's Hegeman from half court, and he's fouled. Foul's on the floor.
Very, very fortunate right there. Ryan Seltzman went in to kind of take it from him, and in my opinion, almost looked as if he was going up for the shot, but nonetheless, they are in the bonus. He will get a chance at the 1-and-1.
So here's Hegeman to the line. He gets the first. All around floor game this season so far for Hegeman. 14 points a contest, just over 5 rebounds a contest, 4 assists a game, and 3 steals a game.
He's a great athlete.
He gets them both.
Tell you what, throw the Hail Mary to your big guy right here.
1.5 seconds.
Or throw it to him in the backcourt.
Tosses Dom at half, at 3/4 court. He will not get it to go, and this first half has come to a close. Your score at halftime here at Badin High School, and it has been all Rams tonight. They lead at 38-18 over the Carroll Patriots. This is the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. We're at the half here at Badin High School. Your score right now after one half of basketball play, it's 38-18 in favor of the Rams over the Carroll Patriots. Along with Trace Fowler, I'm Geoff Kim. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Game of the Week on Chatterbox Live. And, before we get to any other business regarding the game, obviously the next time we'll have some action, it'll be after Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you and yours, Trace.
That it will be, and I appreciate that. And same goes to you. It's been fun. We started this thing back in the fall when it was warm outside and got into a little bit of high school football and had a blast doing that. And so far, early into the hardwood season, and the best thing about high school basketball, it only gets better. The games get more intense and kind of gets down to where it gets to the tournament, and man, is that some electric atmosphere. And tonight's a great atmosphere. The game hasn't really lived up to the atmosphere, but I guess that's who you're asking. For the folks right behind us here for the Patriots, I don't think it's lived up to their expectations, but I can tell you the fans across the way are probably pleased.
Well, I have to say this, for even being down by 20 right now at the half, you wouldn't know it from the cheering section from Carroll that they're down, because they have been up and at it, and they have given Alex DeLong, who had a air ball in the first half, they've been giving them the business every time he's touched it.
Yeah, they let him. They did remind him of that, although he can remind them he's the record rushing leader here at Badin, and he had a hell of a time playing them in football. 1 and 2, he's had some points tonight outside of the air ball, but that's the beauty of really just high school sports in general is the student sections. When I look back when we played, man, there was some of the best memories were just playing in front of our student section and playing in the opposing student sections. Usually, the Mollers and the St. X's of the world would bring a lot of members of the high school, and oftentimes they would say things you'll always remember, and and that is fun. And I tell you what,
I not fit for broadcast consumption.
No,
correct?
They are. It was just I remember standing next to St. X when we were playing them. And they started telling all of us that they were going to be their, that they were going to be our bosses when we grew up. And, so at one point in my life, perhaps we hire a St. X grad just so I can remind him of that I'm his boss. But
absolutely,
that's here nor there, and neither one of those teams nor programs are here, nor do they care. But how much? Isn't this a wild thing here? It's like a what is it? $1 to shoot a three, and if you make it, you get $2 back, Jeff. You might miss me here for a little while and make a little lunch money for next week.
I was going to say this is right up your alley. And while you're thinking about doing that, let me give you some point totals here from the first half. First for the Patriots, they got 2 points from Logan Brodus, 6 points for Jaden Dom, 5 points for Sam Sievert, 1 point for Ryan Seltsam, 2 points from Stephen Chapman, and 2 points for Mauro Igadote to wrap up the scoring for Carroll in the first half. For the Badin Rams, they got, as we do a quick count here, 7 points for Josh Hegeman, 6 points for Ryan Kirkendall, 7 points for Donovan Watkins, 7 also for Zach Schweitzer, 2 points for Spencer Giesting, 6 points from Alex DeLong, and 3 points for Bobby Young. So we get back underway here in this second half as Badin goes right to left, and away we go. And the ball nearly tossed out of bounds, saved initially, still loose on the floor and collected by Badin. DeLong plays it back on out. Watkins stuck at the elbow, kicks it on out. Here's a three off the right wing, no good, and we've got free throws coming on up. Zach Schweitzer will go to the line.
Yeah, and just as I mentioned before the break there, that the first 2 to 3 minutes in this game are going to be absolutely pivotal for the Patriots to get back in this ball game. The last thing you can do is do a cardinal sin and foul a three-point jump shooter, and they did just that, and we'll see if Schweitzer can make him pay for it.
First free throw is no good. Sam Sievert picked up the personal. Schweitzer at 6'5". He's a senior on this team, and it's a very senior-leading class. Averaging 10.5 a ball game. And no good. So an empty trip down the floor, and here comes Carroll, and right to the rack is Sievert. 38-20. Just a half minute gone by. Giesting missed a shot coming up forward, and Chapman gets it as he stops and goes. Into the lane, drops it off for Dom. He will go to the line.
Yeah, big possession right there for the Patriots. This is what I'm talking about. Try to get it within 15 here, and they're going to have a chance to do that with the first few minutes off the clock. Heck, only, 40 seconds in here?
Mm-hmm. And we got a timeout. It's charged to the home team, and I think, if nothing else, the head coach, Jerry Weisgerber, not exactly thrilled of what he saw, at least in the opening half minute or so, coming out of the locker room.
Well, I mean, it really hasn't been too many possessions, obviously, but you did a good job right there getting a three-point look and getting fouled on it. You got to convert from the line or at least make them pay with at least 1 point just to kind of keep the momentum feeling like it's going towards you. Then you get back-to-back breaks up to the Patriots, and they're going to find themselves at the line and try to cut the lead even more. But again, I think it all runs through this man right here. It runs through Dom, and we'll see if they can't get him the ball inside the lane a little bit more tonight.
Gets his first point. 7:20 left to go here in this third. And Carroll is trying to crawl back into this one. Down by as many as 20 in this contest, he gets them both.
And here we go. A little bit more pressure here for the Patriots. We'll see if they actually stick in it instead of playing a little token.
Watkins gets past Brodus, draws the double, and now they play it back. Schweitzer, a high-low, and they disdain it. They'll play it back out. Schweitzer, top of the key. No catch and shoot here as Hegeman puts it on the floor. Throws it down to the corner. Watkins.
We're going to get Schweitzer.
And it's off the ball.
I'm not too sure about that, but at the end of the day, acting goes a long way in sports. You can say what you want. You can not be happy with flopping. You can argue with it all you want. But at the end of the day, if it works, and I think a little bit of flopping worked right there for the Patriots, we'll see if they can't keep cutting into this lead.
That's a third on the big man. 38-22. And a foul coming off the ball. It's down on the block.
It's going to be an offensive foul on Logan Brodus. Must have set an illegal screen. And another break there for the Rams, because it seems as if the Patriots are starting to gain a little momentum here.
He was covered up down on the low block. Still a 16-point contest.
Here comes the half-court trap. And they're going to stay back.
Watkins has it up high on the right. Spin dribble into the lane. Drops it off. Schweinefus. Geesting got a touch. Watkins thought about three. Drives into the lane. To the rack he goes. No good. We got a foul. It's on Sievert.
I think there's been a lot of dribbling going on for the Rams, and when we watched their offense in the first half, the ball wasn't hitting the ground a whole lot. You know, it was just quick passes, moving the ball. I think they need to get back to that concept.
That's three on Sievert. Geesting gets a touch. Gives it up down to the corner to Watkins. He'll dribble up and get a moving screen from Geesting. Between the rings they go. Hegeman holds on to it up high on the right point. Schweinefus, and now Watkins again up high on the right with 6 to play. Hegeman plays back to Schweinefus. High, low. Turnaround jumper low on the right and put it in. Alex DeLong, and he had got heckled so much in the first half for the air ball. He gets 2 here.
That he has. We'll see if, again, the Patriots taking an outside jump shot. At some point, you got to use the biggest advantage you have tonight, and that is your size.
Geesting to the right.
Just like that, the score is right back to 20.
42-22. Chapman drops it off for Dom in the lane, and before that can happen, it's a foul off the ball, a charge down on the block. Fouls on the big man, Chapman.
I think the Patriots are going to have to start pushing the envelope here, and it does look like they're going to do a little full-court press, but you're going to have to force some turnovers here to get back in this thing.
Hegeman drops it off. Schweinefus lost the handle, and it's turned over. McKittrick back into this ball game. And the toss comes down to the corner. Dribbling it out is Brodus. Checked by Hegeman. Brodus gets it down on the corner, drives in on Hegeman, throws it up, and that one drew rain and scored.
See if the Patriots can't force a turnover here, but they're not having much success breaking that press.
Schweinefus is mid jumper, no good. Seltzam, shot put up, no good. Rebound, put back, no good. Puts it back again, no good. Dom puts it back. That's no good. 4 looks, and Geesting with the rebound.
Man, playing a little volleyball underneath the rim right there and just couldn't find one to get to the bottom of the net.
Here's a jumper from the corner and good. Alex DeLong answers again.
That was just nothing but basically Hegeman beating his man, drawing DeLong's guy in, and DeLong knocks it down.
He's got a game-high 11 in the book, 45-24. Dom has it up high on the right point. Seltzam gets a touch, and now Watkins, beg your pardon, I'm sorry, 5. McKittrick, he puts it up no good. Hawkins has it between the circles, puts it on the floor, dribbles into the lane, to the rack he goes, shots up and good! A circus one and a prayer and it answers.
It's a good job driving the ball in the lane, and these guards from Badin really know they have an advantage with their man on the ball. There's Donovan again, get another deflection. My goodness, he's all over the place.
Dom gets a touch, intended for Seltzam, tapped out by Watkins. And we've got wholesale substitutions on both sides.
That we do. Watkins, man, that boy is all over the floor.
47-24. A 23-point spread here in this one. As soon as Carroll had answered in the opening minutes of this quarter, back comes Badin. Right now on a 5-0 run. The big man, Iguodate, is back into the ballgame for Carroll. Here's McKittrick between the rings. Seltzam. And here's McKittrick. Here's for 3, no good. Iguodate got the rebound and lost it. Schweinefus came away with it. He plays it up front to Isaac Arrowwood back in this ball. I beg your pardon, not for Kirkendale. So Kirkendall out on the corner with under 3 to play.
See if the Badin Rams don't slow it down. They do not. Look at that.
3 ball, no good for Giesting. You know, I think they're missing a shot with them as they go high-low, puts it up and in. A nice little shot down on the block for Johnny Deep.
They certainly have an interior advantage with this lineup in the game. With 2 minutes and 35 seconds, can they somehow find a way to make this somewhat interesting heading into the fourth?
DeLong gives it up, gets it back. Here's a 3 ball off the right wing, in and out for Kirkendall. Seltzer quickly up the floor. He'll kick it on out. Saved and taken away.
There's Kirkendall again.
He'll wait for the rest of his troops. He's it for Engener. They play a little 2-man game on the left side. Now goes to the free throw line. Shot from 15 is good for DeLong. And you think DeLong, it came out hot? He's burning up here. 13 for Alex DeLong, 49-26.
A lot of looking around for the Patriots right now, and at this point, I think it's just simple. Get number 32 down on the block and just throw him the ball and see what can happen.
Egodote up high. Sets the screen. McKittrick puts it on the floor, pumps 18, he got it.
Well, he does. They're going to need some more of that. And then another quick timeout here by Coach Tim Cogan, and we'll see if they can't find a little bit of a spark heading into the fourth.
1:32 to play here in this third, 49-28. Is your score, a 21-point spread. We had seen this thing balloon up to 23 in this contest, 47-24, and now we're at 49-28 here so far in this one. Along with Trace Fowler, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on the Game of the Week here on Chatterbox Live. Merry Christmas to all of you out there who are watching this game with us as well. The GCL-CoEd starting to shape up a little bit. Badin wants a top spot, and right now the way they have played, and given what Coach Weisgerber had mentioned to you yesterday, there was an air of confidence, not cockiness, between him and his player Giesting, Spencer Giesting, who came in with them. And they seemed like they were ready and prepared for this game. I
think that they came out this year and they had some success early. And not only did they have success, but I think in the back of their minds they knew that they weren't even as good as they could be yet. And perhaps they still feel that same way heading out throughout the rest of the season. When you get a lot of your kids coming off from football, it takes a little bit of while. And Coach Weisgerber had mentioned this multiple times. It takes a little while to get in basketball shape. And so far, he can say what they want. But Alex DeLong's in basketball shape. Josh Hagman's in basketball shape. I'd say Zach Schweitzer's in basketball shape. At some point, I think that they're there. It's a matter of how can they sustain it.
See Bobby Young, who gets the ball out of the timeout. Hageman will take it up the floor. Checked at half court by Brodus, who's back in. Engener gets a touch and back up high. Shot no good for Kirkendall, straight on. McKittrick will take it up the floor across half court.
There he is. Give him the ball.
They go to the big man, Igodote, low on the right. Trying to, here's a nice wraparound. Deep answers.
It's a good job. Get the ball inside and good things will happen. More than likely, Badin might try to double if he catches it low enough on the block. That time he wasn't quite on the block, but good enough for the score.
Under a minute here in this third. 49-30. Travel. We saw it from a mile away.
Not quite a mile, but yeah, close.
Well, there are occasionally times where even when you hear the ball on the floor, you know it's a travel. That's how obvious it was.
The big possession here for the Patriots is to get a little bit of momentum going into this fourth.
McKittrick, the jumper, no good. Egodote puts it back.
I'll think it's a pass. Maybe that was a pass. Good pass.
49-32, back to a 17-point contest. And we'll see if Badin plays for a final shot.
I think they're going to attempt to. The Patriots are going to make them force them.
They play it for Giesting. 15 on the game clock. Hageman running isolation. Now dribbles to the elbow. Pumps. 17. No good. And the rebound down for Carroll with 2 on the game clock. You're going to have to throw it up, and this one, a line drive, is no good. And your score after 3, it's 49-32 in favor of Badin. This is the Game of the Week here on Chatterbox Live. Fourth quarter set to unfold here at Badin. Along with Trace Fowler, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us. It's the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. Brodus handles. Deep has it up high on the right. Batted by Giesting, but it's saved by Brodus. Here's a three, and knock it down! Sievert.
That needed to go right there by Sievert to give this just a little bit of life, and we'll see if they can't kind of string some stops together and start to make the Rams second-guess that lead.
Back to a 14-point contest.
Good
high,
pass.
low, oh, and Schweitzer got it in.
Just barely got that thing to get over top of that rim, and fortunately for him, it doesn't matter. If it goes in, that's all that matters.
Ball's loose on the floor, still loose, and we got to jump. Looked like Watkins tied up Deep as Deep went to the ground to save the possession.
Possession arrow is going to go to the Rams, and another turnover for the Patriots at an inopportune time.
Watkins has the ball with 7:10 to play. 51-35. Spin dribble into the lane, stopped at the elbow on the double. High-low looking for the back door. No one's home. DeLong had it off his hands, and we got another jump down on the block. Chapman returns into this game. Deep exits. Minute gone by here in this fourth. 51-35. Carroll had brought it back to 14. Schweitzer got the bunny on the last time down, on the last score, to make it a 16-point contest right now. Here's a three off the right wing. Knock it down. Sievert again. His third trifecta of the night.
Here we go. One more of those in a 10-point ball game.
Giesting finds DeLong. He gives it up. He gets it back. A 13-point contest. Giesting for three. It's no good.
Here we go.
Chapman the rebound. He plays for McKittrick. Spin dribble into the paint. Throws up a runner. No good. And Giesting the rebound. He plays to Schweitzer. Across the timeline he goes. And a timeout charge to Badin. And I think, if nothing else, head coach Jerry Weisgerber really wants a timeout here, and so do we. 51-38 your score. Midway through this fourth quarter, this is the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. 51-38 your score here at Badin. The Rams have the lead over the Carroll Patriots, but the Patriots are charging here on the back nine. Along with Trace Fowler, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here on Chatterbox Live, the game of the week. So some big threes in the last couple of minutes by Sievert has pulled Carroll back into striking range.
That they did, and they're going to have to find just a couple more defensive stops on this end and make it interesting, because they're starting to get some momentum on the offensive end. The question is, can they stop the Rams from matching them? Can't trade baskets at this point.
DeLong plays Watkins, and away we go. 6:10 to play in this ball game. 51-38 your score. Hegeman. Giesting, and now DeLong. 18-footer is good.
Man, I tell you what, he's feeling it tonight.
15 in the book for DeLong. 53-38. Here's a drive looking for Dom down on the block. Now the kick out. Baseline three. No good for Brodus. Here's the putback. Sievert, he lost it, and now the ball taken away. Hegeman has it, and he'll take up across the timeline himself. Into the lane, goes in with the left hand. Wow!
Just too quick, honestly. I mean, he's just more athletic than the man in front of him, and if you're not going to be able to help with the team side defense similar to that, you're not going to be able to stop Hegeman. That's just the end of the story. Right there, the Patriots, man, he's able to beat the initial defender, but Schweitzer was able to come over and really tip the easy lay-in. The question is, can you find that same thing on that side of the ball for the Patriots? And so far tonight, the answer's been no.
Meanwhile, Giesting picks up his second. First free throw is up, and he got the English.
That he did.
Jaden Dom now with 9 points in this contest. Averaging just over 13. He and Sievert have been a two-man show from a backcourt and a frontcourt perspective, one of two.
Just can't, yeah.
Hegeman takes it up and will I think he doesn't have the same momentum the last time because that last move was pretty.
It was. And Seibert, I think at some point perhaps, too, is going to have to try to force Hegeman to go to his right hand.
Schweitzer around the ring. Comes up high to the left.
Got away with the walk.
Watkins gives back. Oh, here's a wide open three off the left wing. Knock it down. Hegeman again.
Yeah, and just as you thought perhaps the Patriots were going to make a comeback, that has been denied.
No good by Watkins. Beg your pardon, McKittrick. Here's Hegeman. Pulls up free throw line. No good. A little too strong. Dom the rebound. 58-39. Three for Sievert. He knocks it down. He's hot. His fourth trifecta tonight.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. I mean, if they're not going to call the reach in right there, keep doing it. I mean, you're at the point in the game where you've got to come up with turnovers, and they are letting them play out here at the perimeter. And, yeah, they're going to call that foul because it was pretty obvious. If it was in public, it might go to the courthouse. But outside of that, they are letting them play.
Sievert comes out. He gets a well-deserved break. He has kept Carroll in this one. It's a 16-point contest.
Force him to go right.
And they do. I think they're listening to you.
That's a good job.
Watkins plays back Schweitzer. In turn, it goes to Kirkendall. Draws the double, plays back. Oh, here's a three from the right wing. He knocks it down. Watkins. (61-42). Dom in the lane, fires it up, no good, and Carroll will get it back. Here's a long three, no good. A 25-footer that touched nothing for McKittrick.
Yeah, give some credit though there to Steven Chapman. Came in on the backside and just ripped a rebound down with 3 or 4 Rams in there, able to create an extended offensive possession. All for naught, but at the end of the day, I was impressed by that rebound.
Here comes Sievert back into the ball game. As soon as he got some bench time, that's how fast he came back in. DeLong inside the arc, up high on the left. And a steal. Dom comes away with it. Tosses up front.
Here he
Logan
is.
Morrow. Here's a three. No good this time for Sievert. The putback is no good. And we've got a foul down on the block. We haven't called Logan Morrow's name very much, if I think at all, here tonight. He's in the ball game wearing the number 30. Kirkendall picks up the personal. Dom. Oh, here's a three. Knock it down again for Sievert. And a timeout.
He's imploring his guys just to give us a chance. Get him a chance. He's obviously feeling it. Get him the ball. But at the end of the day, he can be as hot as he wants. Be as hot as a firecracker. You're going to have to find a way to get some turnovers. Not enough time left in this game to make a comeback without him. And the question is, can you get him? And I'm sure that's part of the timeout here and what they're going to draw up and see if Coach Kogan can find a way to force the Rams to pitch the ball away a few times.
Well, unlike what we saw in the first half, where Badin really had an ebb and tide in which on the ebb they played even Steven, and on the tide they went on serious point runs. That's not been the case here in the second half. It's been Carroll here, even though they played even Steven through part of it. It's the strong shooting by their junior guard, Sievert, with 5 trays tonight that has kept him in.
And he has, and here's the pressure. The question is, can you force a turnover? Looks as if they're going to play a little half-court trap.
Watkins, Schweitzer, jumper from the elbow, 15-footer, no good.
Yeah, probably not the shot the Rams were looking for there. You got a lead.
Chapman plays. Here's a 3-ball again, no good for Sievert. Chapman gets it in the forecourt and plays it back to Sievert. They dump it inside. Dom, mid-post. And we got a foul. It's going to be on the man that was defending him or trying to defend him in Schweitzer.
I'll tell you what, Chapman, another big rebound to extend a possession. Those are the little things that go unnoticed on a comeback. Is that could turn out to a big-time 3 right here just based off that rebound.
A high-low for Dom!
Here we go. Can you get one more turnover and make this thing interesting? Got to get back.
They look for DeLong low on the right. He throws one up, no good. Dom the rebound, and here come the Pats. Chapman plays. Morrow, a straight on three. He knocks it down.
Here we go.
And a timeout.
You know, they forced the Rams into a couple quick shots. And I think if you had to ask Coach Weisgerber what he'd like to do right now, it's run the offense, move the ball, hold on to the ball for an extended amount of time and force them to make a foul or make an overplay and hit them on the back door. That hadn't been the case because sometimes they're leaving you open on purpose. They want you to take that shot. You know, DeLong wasn't able to convert. Schweitzer wasn't able to convert. They come down and they get a couple baskets. Next thing you know, here we are, 11-point game.
Well, and that was a big straight-on three for Logan Morrow to make it an 11-point contest, 61-50. And as we said, here come the Pats. And they're not willing to call this one over. They want to fight to the very end on this one after being down by as many as 23 in this contest.
You can ask the Atlanta Falcons how it feels about being ahead of the Pats. Question is there anybody on this team with a Tom Brady-esque? Maybe it might be Seifert. He's been hot tonight. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a team effort. And really, as I mentioned before, Chapman with the offensive rebound to extend the possession for the high-low score. The turnover there to be able to get a quick three. Can you get one more? And if they can get one more, Jeff, I can promise you the Rams will start to look up at that scoreboard.
2:18 left to play in this ball game.
Almost had it.
Watkins has it, breaks the trapping pressure. Dumps it off for Hegeman. Carroll playing man-to-man. The return up high. Kirkendall puts it on the floor. Hegeman once more. Under 2 to play. He pumps 15. He knocks it through.
That might be the dagger right there, the bucket that the Rams needed to kind of slow the momentum. But just like that, they might come down and score again.
Sievert has it stripped away from him, and he'll stay up front. 14 in the book, by the way, for Hegeman on that last bucket. 1:45 to play, 63-50.
It almost feels like the Patriots have got to find ways to use the three ball to their advantage.
Seltzum to toss in, and Don will chase it down. Morrow has it. He had the big three just a moment ago. Chapman has it up high on the right. Looks for the screen, sets one for the hot scoring. Sievert puts it on the floor and wave off any basket attempt. It's a hold on its way to the hoop.
He's just single-handedly trying to find a way to will his team back into this one. With a $1:30 left, it's going to take something of a Christmas miracle.
That's a 16 foul against Badin. Neither team in the bonus, but the next one will be the bonus for Carroll. Here's Sievert for three. That shot is blocked. Schweitzer comes away with it. Gives it up for Hegeman. Across the timeline he goes.
And at this point, just hold the basketball if you're the Rams.
Hegeman. And it's a reach in. Seltzum will pick up the personal. I don't think you really have a choice in those situations. And this is the bad part of the lack of a shot clock in high school.
Yeah,
the necessity to have to foul in those situations. Oh, a beauty of a pass, but they can't finish, but they'll go to the line. Oh, that was a beauty. Watkins played it over for Schweitzer. Schweitzer just couldn't get it to go, but he'll go and shoot free throws.
Well, I can tell you this.
Wow.
Being a little bit of a coach in myself, it was a great pass, don't get me wrong. But I can promise you Weisgerber is thinking the time and the score, that's not the time and the place for a behind-the-back pass in that situation. Got away with it because it worked. Similar to when the coach tells you in baseball, we're going to take until we get a strike, and you break that rule. If you're going to break the rule and you're going to take till you get a strike, you better get a hit. Because I can promise you, if you get a hit, there won't be any talk about how you didn't take till you got a strike. But if you do not get a hit, you'll never hear the end of it.
Schweitzer misses both of them. Chapman plays it up front, a near travel. He gets it back. Now they play a little two-man game. Loose on the floor. Giesting gets it for Badin. Under a minute to play. Here's Hegeman into the lane, drops it off for DeLong. He answers.
And that will do it for tonight. And a good ball game. You know, one that the score might not indicate it, but at the end of the day, it really started off not too well for the Patriots, and that really was their demise.
Marr's three doesn't go, a little too long, and yet another stoppage in play, and a timeout charged to Badin, and we have wholesale substitutions coming in for the Rams. With 33.8 seconds left to go, I think it's just a desire to get some more playing time for all of his troops as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, 33 seconds perhaps might not be the amount of time that some of the reserves might want to play, but something's better than nothing, as I would tell those reserves if they have any problem with the 30 seconds they're about to get. But like jumping back into this game, I think that, clear as day, the difference was just the start. I think realistically it kind of got to where there was a lot of energy on the defensive end for the Rams, and the Patriots just weren't able to handle that at the beginning, and at the end of the day, that was the difference.
A.J. Engener has the ball between the rings. 23 seconds left to go. Tosses to the near sideline.
That's not a travel.
Merritt, and he traveled.
Yeah.
Got too excited coming to the middle of the floor.
Yeah, I was going to say, if they didn't call that, he must have had a permit.
Sievert will toss in from half court. Plays to Chapman. Into the lane he goes, drops it off for Dom. Takes it right to the rack and one. Foul is on Paul Merritt. I believe that's his first. So Dom's had a pretty good game here. 13 points, trying to make it 14. He throws it up, no good. The rebound down to David Schweinefus.
That should do it, you'd think, but
they're going to call it off here as Bobby Young holds on to it on the left sideline, and this game has come to a close. The final here tonight at Badin. They charge out to a massive lead and hold on at the end to win it 65-52. Badin impressively goes to 5-1, 3-1 in the GCL-CoEd. The Carroll Patriots fall to 3-3, 2-2 in the conference. Trace and I will come back and wrap it up courtside when we return. This is the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. $65-52 the final here at Badin on the game of the week here on Chatterbox Live. Along with Trace Fowler, I'm Geoff Kim. We thank you for joining us here tonight in this one as Badin improves to a record of 5-1 on the season. They were impressive, especially in the first half tonight, Trace.
Yeah, they moved the ball on offense, and they played really, really incredibly uptight man-to-man defense, and the referees were allowing them to be chippy, and they used that to their advantage. And at the end of the day, I think the first half, as you mentioned, was the complete difference. I mean, it felt as if really the Patriots didn't even belong on the same floor as them. In the second half come around, and you can kind of start to see why, Carroll came into this game with a good record and what seemed to be an evenly matched matchup. So we'll see what the future holds for them. A long season ahead. And like I said to you, the good thing about basketball versus football, you get to play teams twice.
Yes, and you have tape and you have experience in that, and that usually lends to a closer game, if not sometimes a tide turning for the team that lost in that first game.
Yeah, that's very true, but I would say, the other side of the coin would be there's just nights where you don't play well, and I think that's kind of what happened with the Patriots at the very beginning of this game. It's just, it just wasn't their night there for the first 16 minutes, and, sometimes you run into a buzzsaw, and that's what happened for them, and they'll regroup, they'll rebound. But I was, perhaps outside of the Patriots, I was really impressed with the Rams. And it wasn't just that they played well. Sometimes you can shoot, you can kind of, it's a little bit of a facade. Mm-hmm. If you shoot well, it might make you look better than you really are. It wasn't that. It was just the fact of how well they played as a team. They moved the ball. They didn't dribble a whole lot on the offensive end. And when they played team defense, they got a lot of deflections, a lot of steals, and they pushed the ball up the court and made plays. And it helps when you got a bunch of different guys that can help on any given night, which, as you pointed out earlier in the broadcast.
Let's break down the scoring here in this one. First for visiting Carroll, they got 4 points from Logan Brodus, 13 from Jaden Dom, a game-high 19 for Sam Sievert. He had 5 trays here in this contest. 4 of those trays came in the second half. 2 points for Sean McKittrick, 1 for Ryan Seltsam, 2 for Stephen Chapman, 3 for Logan Marr, 4 points for Mauro Igodote, and 4 to wrap up the scoring for the Patriots for Johnny Deep. For the Badin Rams, they got 14 from Josh Hegeman, 6 points from Ryan Kirkendall, 12 for Donovan Watkins. 9 for Zach Schweitzer, 4 for Spencer Geisting. Alex DeLong had a team-high 17 in this one, and David Schweinenfuss wrapped up the scoring for the Badin Rams with 3 points of his own, 65-52 in this one. Trace, as we begin to put a wrapper on this one, this game was a tale of two halves, right? It was the big lead, obviously, for Badin jumping out. They had a 5-0 lead, then a 12-2 lead, so a double-digit lead very early in the first quarter. And then you had a 29-9 lead early in the second quarter. And if nothing else, I think, because we did have a perch-side view of the Patriots right in front of us, it felt like that the wind had been knocked out of their sails, at least until halftime.
I mean, absolutely. Just when you mention the score, 29-9, it sounds like a blowout. And that's really what it felt like this first half, and credit to them to even give it a little bit of a run there in the second go-round. But, at the end of the day, it's clear as day that the Badin Rams were the better team tonight, and we'll see if that proves out to be the case for the rest of the season.
And in looking at the second half, to put a wrapper on this, the score finally bore out to be a 65-52 game. And, partway through the third and into the fourth, we saw Sam Seaver come alive. He hit 4 of his 5 threes in the second half of this game. And if nothing else, we saw momentum. And then, we were on the Carroll sideline here, and we saw the student section immediately to our left just almost want to get in our way because they were as excited as we were on watching Sievert's threes. Yeah,
and he found a little bit of a rhythm there, and he almost willed his team back to making a comeback. Unfortunately, really the difference was in the comeback was that Hegeman was able to kind of make a big jump shot. As soon as they kind of had a lot of momentum there, and it felt as if, DeLong wasn't able to convert on the lay-in. Schweitzer missed a little putback, and then all of a sudden, Saber comes down and hits a few threes. Hegeman's jump shot right there really saved the Rams from having to fight them off at the very end of this game, and I truly believe that.
The Rams had a 47-24 lead early in the third quarter, a 23-point lead. I believe that was as big as the lead would ever get. And then the lead actually got back to an 11-point contest with 2:18 left to go in the ballgame, 61-50. But then at that point, it was Badin. They held serve for the rest of the way, and our final tonight is 65-52. The Badin Rams improved to 5-1. 3-1 in the GCL-CoEd. The Carroll Patriots fall to a record of 3-3, 2-2 in the conference. Final thoughts and Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. Final thoughts are we're going to take a little bit of a break here with Chatterbox, and we will be back probably right around the start of the year. It's one of those things where, for us, it's been a grind for a while. It's been a grind for a while, and it's been a hell of a time. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it's a lot of work or anything of that nature, because that would be not indicative of how I believe it is. But sometimes, Christmas, family time, and try to enjoy the kids, and hopefully get them a little bit excited with Santa Claus. And I hope you enjoy your time off and in the holiday spirit. And I'm sure you'll do that.
And can't wait for 2020. Absolutely. Thank you, Trace. I appreciate it, partner. Again, the final here in this one. A great win for the Badin Rams, improving to 5-1. 65-52 was the final here tonight, improving to 5-1. Carroll falls to 3-3. Thanks to our crew, Uncle Ron Fowler, and our camera folks, Jacob Harmon and George Harmon. And tune in and check out ChatterboxSports.com for the next time Trace and I will be on for our game of the week, and that will be in 2020. Again, 65-52 the final. For Trace Fowler, I'm Geoff Kim. We bid you so long from Hamilton.